President of Georgia, Prime Minister of Georgia. That's actually an important distinction. Do you have a president as well? Okay. And why isn't he here today?
Well, I am member of steering committee for OGP in Georgia, and hence I've been sent to Brasilia to represent Georgia on this very important meeting.
And as you look around at the meeting, we've heard plenary speeches this morning from different ministers, from different presidents. What are the things that you will bring back to the people of Georgia in terms of learning?
Actually, we have done quite substantial amount of reforms ourselves in open government reforms. I mean, reforms fighting corruption, reforms building transparent and efficient, effective institutions. And these experiments actually work, experiments in brackets, of course, they work very well. I have to say that we have been very successful in fighting corruption. According to Transparency International, we are one of the least corrupt countries worldwide now. According to World Bank, we are #1 reformer worldwide in the past 5 years. According to Easy to Do Business report, which is done by IFC, International Financial Corporation, we were 112th in 2005 and we are 16th this year. So we have quite good progress. Also, we are launching new products, new services like iChange, for example. And this is a website where everybody can participate in decision-making process, in law-changing process, in law creation, legal process. And we want more and more people to participate in this process. From what we've heard here and what we'll definitely will take with us is actually that more of an engagement from private sector, more of an engagement from social, from civil sector, from population to in the decision-making process of government and parliament.
So this idea of people being able to go online to websites, like the project you just described, has been growing for many years. How have you been able to make that a reality in such a way that when people participate, it matters?
Actually, this is the reform that we are starting now. And that's why it was very important for me to hear what other countries' experience have been in that matter. So starting summer of this year, we'll launch actually a few different websites where we would like population and civil society to participate in decision-making process. So we want to share other countries' experience first and then go ahead with this project.
So the importance of doing, not just saying, has come up again and again this morning. And it's interesting to see the role of the media and civil society in holding governments accountable to what they say. How will you work with civil society in your country in partnership?
I can give you a very good example, one very good example actually of a partnership between government and civil society. We created together a team that works for reforms, especially to make more effective, more efficient government institutions. And one of the very good programs, for example, that was created by this team was e-procurement. By that I mean state sector procuring services from private sector through electronic programs, which was designed and created by NGOs together with government representatives. By that only, we actually saved up to 14% of budget of Georgia last year, which is not a small amount. So it's a new procurement procedure, new procurement process where it is almost impossible to do anything illegal or to pay bribe or to increase this price or decrease the number of products being sold. So this is a very good new product that has been developed with civil society and government participation together.
So technology is a constant thread here. It's a thread in how we broadcast and how governments are talking about opening themselves up or being opened by civil society, other entities. What are the most important ways that technology is changing how people in Georgia, the citizens of Georgia, are relating to government and how you relate to them?
There was actually a very interesting study done by Transparency International just a few months ago. They asked citizens of many countries one and the same question: have you paid bribe in past 12 months or member of your family? Only 3% of Georgia said yes, whereas the same answer was 4% in the United States, 4% was EU average. The countries that did better than us were very few. There were South Korea, Singapore, Nordic countries, actually Great Britain, Canada. And also the population was asked, do you think government is successful in fighting corruption? The highest percentage saying yes was Georgians. 78% of Georgians said yes, that they feel that government is successful fighting corruption. I think that speaks on its own.
So you focused upon the role of technology in transparency, which is, of course, is a core open government pillar. You've heard a bit more about how the idea of open government has been expanded to be more participatory and collaborative. Are there ways that technology, like mobile phones, are extending the ways that you can hear from citizens and listen to them?
Definitely. We have already launched on municipal level special services where people can actually SMS municipality if there are some kind of problems, and if they are seeing any kind of problems. And through those SMSs, we are getting more and more good, clean information about what are the problems in society. Definitely.
So you started talking about the recognition that Georgia has gained for its efforts, particularly from the World Bank, which is an institution itself that is opening itself up in terms of its development. The concern that many people have in terms of aid is significant. The concern that people have in terms of how their taxes is significant. When you look at open government as its practice, do you see that it's good business, which is to say, in this dichotomy that was set up by Secretary Clinton, is it better business to be open?
I'll give you a few figures and a few experiences that have we done in Georgia, and I think that will answer our own. We have decreased number of taxes from 21 down to 6. And we have also decreased tax rate of every tax. And despite that, tax revenue have increased from 17% of GDP to 27% of GDP. So it's obvious that at least 10% of GDP was pocketed by government officials in the past, that was misused by government officials or by tax authorities, and wasn't used to create jobs, to eliminate poverty, or to actually build infrastructure which is much needed for private sector development. So with a new approach, with fighting corruption vigorously, with zero tolerance against corruption, we have achieved actually additional 10% of GDP income, which is used for fighting poverty, for creating jobs. And we are actually seeing the results of these reforms right now in Georgia.
Now, for people who are an international audience, and open government is quite clearly international here, it's gone global, where can they look to, online to see some of the accomplishments and see some of the programs and the sites you're talking about?
Well, very simple is that the World Bank has just recently published a book chronicling Georgia's reforms. It was published just in January of this year, and it actually analyzes most of the reforms that we have done in public sector fighting corruption. And that book can be found online on World Bank's website without any problem.
Great. Well, thank you so much for your time, Prime Minister. I want to make sure I get your title right this time. And I look forward to hearing more about how Georgia is making progress in this area, because as we know, everyone's very interested in implementation, not just the plan. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much.